Creator, blessed be He, in my case, since that is the way I am made, He, but to you it may be she, or it may be it, I do not know. Creator, blessed be the one who instills knowledge and also knows the truth. I admit I am no more of a fool than anyone else. I was taught the same way everyone else was. However, what I've looked at and what I've seen, you have always been taught this one rule. If you do not seek, you shall not find. You're told magic is not real by whom? Government, individuals in government, teachers, parents. Why? What is the best way to hide something? In plain sight, isn't it? What's the best way to try to teach that it doesn't work? You punish those who actually can do magic and show it's real, and you swat them on the butt in these institutes called schools of higher learning, or is it more indoctrination? Answer me this. If shit is proof of shit, which shit happens, at what point is shit not shit, and it's more than just a pretend? If you can't prove that one time, that 1 second on a stopped clock, that is right, the majority of the time it's always wrong. That's a fact. That's something you cannot change. So the majority says what? The majority agrees with individuals that what? Can you tell me? Please explain. That agree? Well, if only one time out of 1 second on the clock is right, and that only happens 2 times in a 24-hour period, that means in a 12-hour period, that would be 60 minutes, which equates to about 740, and again 60 seconds to each minute, which you multiply the 740 by 60, and you end up four, 3, 2, 0, 0. There are a lot of you out there who will not understand, and I will show you in a minute as to exactly what I mean, and you will see how those numbers appear. There will be those who will argue that no, you have to count a placeholder with the value less than 0 as a value higher than 0. That means that every number higher than 9, i.e. when you get into double digits, is therefore a valid claim to put not only as 10, but as 11, because it has a value greater than 9, as 12 has a value greater than 9, and so on and so on and so on. It counts a placeholder in a dual digit roll rather than as the value it has, as in that of 0, to acknowledge it as a placeholder, to show that it has no value. You start there. Your thumb. You add 1. Add 1, you have 1 pinky on this hand. You always have the 3 together. There's a reason for that, and I'll show you. Because 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Those are your first 5 digits of your Fibonacci sequence. Now, it forms a little puppy on the puppy dog shadow, right? So, we have these digits here, as above, so below. What does that mean? As above, so below means it's this way on this hand. Because 5 plus 3 equals 8. 8 plus 5 equal 13. 1, 3. 13 plus 8. 8 is 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Which you have 21. 21 plus 13 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 34. 34 and 21, 55. 55. 5 on one hand, 5 on the other. One hand movement. Right there. 4, 3, 2, 0, 0. Because the way it works tells me those odds. When I look down at my hands and see this is the truth, how can I deny something that's so apparent? If you can't prove that you are this one, how am I to believe that this claim of a priest somewhere, when somehow did something that you don't know, that you can't tell me about because you've never tested it, is more than hearsay? If you haven't done any of these experiments, you can't claim that you have. You can't claim to know for a fact that is indisputable that you have. If you haven't done that, what does that show? I don't know. I'm lost. You tell me what I'm supposed to know there, because I don't even know what to say on that. All words lie. That is the only truth that you will ever find in what I tell you. That is the only one thing I can tell you for a fact. However, just because all words lie doesn't mean that there's some out there that cannot tell the truth. All words are spells. I will show you how they work if you have an open mind. If you have dogma, it does not work. It is by design meant to blind those who refuse to see. Those who can see will laugh and enjoy the giggle. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do. Because look at how far I can pull this off and know it's a red herring, before having to call you out because you still can't answer a simple question. And you think, well, Just because this says math here, this is what it's talking about. Mentality. A worshiper of numbers, as if numbers were somehow handed down by the hand of God and not made by man. You tell me. $60-60-12, or 60 times 60 gives you 720, or 720. At which point the answer to times 60, which is the seconds, is right here in your hand. 4, 3, 2. You don't count the 1. You count it as 0, 0. And those are the odds to 1, where the majority is wrong. Always will be, no matter what. So justification of, well, the majority agree here is what? No more than a claim of being wrong all the time? Of people who are wrong to start with? What are you telling me? I mean, you have people like the Wright brothers and Tesla who created things that you don't know about because it doesn't fit the paradigm of how they used to mark years. It used to be I.686 or 670 or I.14, and that I dot somehow turned to 14. So 1,000 years appeared, and you have his stories where we have all this evidence to show where a carbon-14 atom looked like this thousands of years ago, but we can't release that information to you because you are not privileged enough to have that information of us showing this. Yet, when you go back into history, probably the furthest you can find is 500 years where Copernicus claimed that the world was a ball, and he had the numbers to show it. Okay, numbers show what? If you count correctly, they don't show that 1 and 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the same, or is it different than 0, 1, 2, 3, 5? They're different. How can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ever describe 1 and 1 are 2? 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5, which is the 5th digit of the Fibonacci sequence. And it doesn't even match the 1, 2 on a base level to start with. So therefore, everything on a 1, 2 level is incorrect. And what does that make astrophysics? Think about it. Nothing more than a priesthood. Bye.